This one is for all the pet mommies and pet daddies and all the avid travelers. You have to see this one. We are going to be in conversation with Priyanka, Jena and TanveerTaj, and you are going to get to know about how these people travel everywhere from snow-capped mountains to deep diving with the sharks with their pets. They're here. Let me just add them. Just 1 second.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi Priyanka, hi Tanveer, how are you guys?
Great,
Good,
great.
good.
How are
How are you?
you?
All good. I'm so excited. I think you guys have been traveling and I'm like running behind that car of yours. Can we have a live? Can we have a live? And I finally caught up with you guys.
Right, right. Yeah, I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you
And
so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
Thank you. Okay, so should we get right into it? Because I have so many questions. I don't know about all the followers and all the viewers. So I have so many questions. So let's get straight into it. So Priyanka, tell us a little bit about your early life.
Well, I did my master's in mass media, and I started off my career in marketing, working with a lot of different brands, dealing with different kinds of products. Like I worked with engineering companies and hospitality, and I did that for a few years to understand different markets. And until I finally realized that travel, my heart truly belongs in the outdoors and traveling. So I decided to one fine day, have this full change. I wanted to change my entire lifestyle, my career, and everything, my outlook towards how I live my life, and wanted to start off with my own thing, be an entrepreneur, and that's how I started getting into outdoor and adventure tourism. And yeah, and then the journey has just been like one step has led to another.
Wow. And what about you, Tanveer?
well, I mean, before what I'm doing now, I was into advertising, and I was a copywriter when I started off in Pune. And deep down, I knew I wanted to, do something around travel and adventure. But back in the day, I was just starting off, and yeah, I started. My start in the entire travel and adventure sector was with a blog of mine, which is called "I'm the Highway," which then turned into Road Shaman, my blog, and then I would keep riding out on my motorcycle and write blogs about my travels and experiences, and that's how kind of my journey into the travel and adventure sector began. Post that, one of my employers, which is a events company based in Bombay, recruited me looking at my blog, and that's how kind of I got into this space, and couple of more years of event planning and advertising. I met Priyanka in Bombay 6 years
Okay.
back, and we both had very similar ideas of travel, and we both had dogs, and we both had a dream of kind of traveling with our dogs. So that's how, like she said, one thing led to another, and we are where we are today.
Amazing. I think that is so incredible that finding somebody of your, of your own mindset, that is crazy. Tell me a little bit about, in your childhood, did your parents travel with you guys a whole lot, or didn't they travel with you at all? And that's why you're taking like a revenge.
Actually, my parents used to travel a lot, and I've gotten
Okay.
the travel because of them. Because as a kid, we have gone on lots of adventures together. We used to do a
Wow.
lot of outdoor picnics and treks, and picnics in the jungles and visiting waterfalls. Of course, at that
Wow.
time, you appreciate those things as much as you do now as an adult. You don't
Right.
understand it, the value of those things. That time maybe I was like, oh no, I just want to uh, go to the shopping mall or like, do other things, but I think subconsciously it develops that love for traveling and seeing things. Definitely, my parents have a huge role to play in that.
Yeah, for
Amazing.
me, uh, firstly, a big hi to Lasya. My friend is here. She's like messaging on, commenting on the on the comment box. So hi, Lasya,
Hi, Lasya. Hi, Rachit.
all these guys. So anyway, but my story is completely different from hers. So my parents were not so much into travel, although we moved a lot because my dad had to keep shifting jobs, so we moved around a lot. But my mom keeps telling me like, as much as we wanted to keep you, at home, you kind of turned out to be total opposite. And now we are just like barely ever at home, and the road is our home pretty much. So yeah, my story is a little different.
Okay, that is so cool. That is so cool. So you told me how you guys met. How did Wheels and Tails get its name, and how did this get formed? And tell us all about that.
You wanna go?
Yeah, so when we met, that time Tanveer already had his dog Frodo, and I met them, and then when we started, going out, and I was like, even I really want a pet for myself, and it'll make a
Oh,
nice pet. And then we got Cruise, and then we kind of, I don't even know when it happened, like when we became a pack. Actually, it was quite like
I think
organic.
initially we like Frodo was always there, and I would always travel with Frodo. And then Priyanka started coming along with us, and she always told me, when I get a pup, I'm gonna make him like an adventure dog. Like he's gonna grow in the backseat of my car, and that's how Cruise happened, and that's exactly what led. That's the life he's living. But for Wheels and
okay.
Tails, we initially started doing a lot of trips together, and this was back in, 6 years back when traveling with dogs was still a very new thing. Not a lot of people knew about about something like pet. Are there pet-free resorts in India, or how do you travel with dogs? How do you prep up your car? So we started traveling, and we started putting up stuff on our personal Instagram handles, and we were flooded with messages saying that, hey, how are you guys doing this? And where are you going? Tell us the name of the resort and all of these places that you're taking your pets to. So we realized that okay, we need to have a identity online that kind of
Lovely.
answers these questions to people, and we kind of start making a community of people who want to travel with their
Right.
dogs or have the intention of exploring the outdoors with their furry kids. And that's when the Wheels and Tails was formed. And Wheels and Tails, actually, the name was just pretty like we were thinking what should we call us, and then there's a festival called Wheels and Tails that happens in Europe, and I was just saying, hey, Wheels and Tails would be funny. And she said, oh, I love that name. Let's go for it. And yeah, that just happened in an instant. We formed the page, and the tagline that we gave ourselves was "Live life off the leash," because it's
Oh,
obviously related to
beautiful.
dogs, and it's also living life off the leash in a way that you metaphorically that you don't are not
Amazing.
bound by society and not bound by anything that by a leash, per se.
Amazing. You guys are like, now I can actually feel there are like so many leashes here, bache, parents, this, that, everything, like right now I'm already thinking, ye bhi karna hai, wo bhi karna hai. So I want to do this. I don't know when, but I think after this live, I'll have a lot of question answered. Okay. So tell us, what is the pleasures, like if you can name some, I mean, I know there are a whole lot, pleasures of doing this, like just traveling into the wilderness.
I think the
For you, it's
adventure of it.
And
Yeah.
I think for her, it's a lot to do with peace of mind. She gets
Yeah.
extremely cranky in the city. So
Yeah.
I think when the moment she is, and the same with the dogs and our cat now, Nori, all of us get really cranky in the city, and we get like, like, I don't know, it's just the vibe kind of gets to us. So I think going out in the outdoors, in the wilderness, it's a lot more sense of calm, and looking at things that are far more beautiful than the concrete jungles that we live in.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, you feel really close to nature. You really get a perspective on things, of where you stand in the universe and how what problems you feel are ginormous are just very tiny in the large scheme.
Right.
So yeah, that's one thing
Tell
I
me,
feel is yeah.
go on. Sorry.
No, no. I mean, I was just saying that's one thing that kind of makes us really go out there and do this over and over again. And now we've actually kind of designed a life for us that lets us be in this zone pretty much all the time.
Wow, amazing. So, like, was there a moment, you guys, where you were in a place like on top of a mountain, or I've gone through your pictures and they're so beautiful, or some place near the sea, and you said this is like the best. अगर जन्नत है तो बस यही है. I mean, you might have a lot of jannats, but if you guys
Yeah,
can
that's
pick
a tough
one.
one. There's just like on our travels across India, we've had so many moments where we just wanted to stop and wanted to pause time. But I think for both of us, it'll be a different thing. For
Yeah.
you,
I don't know when there was like a single moment where that felt.
I
There are a
know.
lot of different moments.
Yeah, for me, I think it was definitely the time when we saw snow for the first time with the dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, yeah, this was when we were on a big trip back in 2019, and we were on the road for almost 4 months, and we finally hit Himachal Pradesh, and we were really hoping that there would be snow. And in the month of March, magically there was like surprisingly there was snowfall just the night before we were about to enter Himachal, and the place was filled with snow. And for us being from Bombay and Pune, for us snow is something really exotic, and even for our dogs. So we just went absolutely ballistic, and the dogs seeing. I mean, we obviously had seen snow many times during our travels when we would travel by ourselves or without the dogs, but just seeing the dogs going absolute nuts with with the snow was just something really heartwarming, and that memory is still etched in my mind. I think it'll forever be there.
Wow. And Priyanka, you swam with the shark on your birthday. What was that like?
I think, I mean, it was absolutely mind blowing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was this year. I
bucket
mean,
list for
yeah,
sure.
it was a bucket list thing for me for sure. And yeah, it was in the plans for a long time, but of course, due to COVID, we had not been able to take any trips outside of India. And for this birthday, I was like, this has to be done for a long time. It's been on the list. And yeah, I think it's a absolutely exhilarating experience. Like.
Yeah,
Such beautiful big creatures, and uh, you assume that it'll be so scary, which they are like a little scary looking, but
when we got into the water, it was just quite scary.
it was quite scary.
They're huge.
They're huge, but it's so humbling at the same time, because these big creatures of the sea are like swimming right next to you, doing their thing, and you feel
Yeah.
so like minute and like and I don't know, it's an amazing feeling.
Amazing. Okay, now on the flip side, was there a moment, like a scary moment or something, where you said, okay, no more, I'm never traveling, which I know is not happening with you, but like you guys, but like, was there something that it could be a medical problem or something that like totally freaked you guys out?
Uh, was
I
there?
think I think for us traveling with dogs now it's still a lot more better with a lot more places opening up as being pet friendly but for us I think one scary night was I think somewhere in near Lucknow, outskirts of Lucknow, when we were traveling and we had booked a hotel and they had agreed it to be pet friendly. But by the time we got there, it was quite late in the night, late in the after sundown. When we got there, they saw the dogs. They're like, these dogs are too big for our place, and now we can't let you in. They locked the door and they kicked us out. And it was I think 8 o'clock in the night, and we were in the middle of a really, I don't know, like a pretty sketchy looking place outskirts of Lucknow, and we were, on this trip with our dogs, and it was just really scary, and we didn't know what to do. And it, like, usually, otherwise, we would just camp out, but this area didn't seem very safe at that time.
Right.
So we were like, now what do? We are not sure who's going to let us in. But then fortunately we saw a really good side of social media. Like we put up a SOS on our page, and a lot of people came forward to help us. And
Wow.
one friend led to another, connected us to another friend, who connected us to another friend, and then we they found a place which was not pet friendly, but they made an exception for us, and we spent the night there, and it was pretty good. Yeah, but I mean, really, we on this trip, and even otherwise in the last couple of years, we've really seen
Good side of.
the good side of social media, where we've even stayed in people's houses that we've never met, but they've been following us. They've really opened their hearts and doors to us,
Wow.
really performing
Lovely.
on our travel.
Lovely. So cool. Priyanka, but tell me, like, this thing that he said, close to Lucknow, if you had to be a solo woman doing this thing by yourself, driving with your dogs, do you think, not you, maybe anybody
Yeah.
else, is this safe to do these things?
Yeah, I think India is pretty much safe, and there are a lot of solo female travelers who are doing some really epic things. I think it's, I mean, see, what can and not happen comes, with uh, that's what adventure and exploration is all about, and
Right,
that's all a part of the thrill. Uh, I think, but you should do maintain certain basic safety, take certain safety precautions, like probably like make sure you find like a good place to stay before sundown. Have
Inform your
things,
folks.
inform your folks. I don't know, carry a pepper spray, like have your safety things in check, and know where you're going. Have people who that know your loved ones know where you are. So certain
right.
precautions you should take, but definitely it should not deter you from traveling solo.
Yeah, and I think overall, I mean, I'm not a woman, but I mean, a perspective from what I have seen, a lot of my friends travel, and a lot of people who have joined here also are solo travelers who are women. And I think it's overall, it's a pretty 90% of the people are really good. I would say 95% of the people are really good and always ready to help out. So it's all about the vibe that you give out. And yeah, I mean, I think we've never had an experience. Even this experience wasn't like a scary one that we would be like, oh my God, now, someone's going to do things to us. It was just like, oh, we don't have a place to stay. But even
Right.
otherwise, whenever we've traveled, not just in UP or other parts of the country, it's always been really nice. People have been always helpful. And of course, there are some people that, want trouble, but you instantly know, you get that vibe from them, and you know what to ignore and who to ignore. So I think that you have to keep that
Right.
radar.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so how do you guys plan? Like, say, like, how would a person plan? Like, what all things do you have to carry with you, and how do you plan? Like, give me a little short info about a quick lesson about how does one plan a journey like
That's a long lesson, but that's a really long lesson.
I,
I
I
think
think for
planning, yeah,
I think for everyone it's different. Depends on what kind of travel you're doing. Are
yeah.
you backpacking? Are you going on a ocean adventure? Are you going on a mountain adventure? Are you going on a bike ride? Or are you going in the car? So it really depends like how. Like for us it is planning is very detailed because it's like we travel with pets. That's like almost like traveling with children. So
that?
you need to be prepared for with things like a medical kit. You need to beds, extra bowls, leashes, food, water, everything. So we make sure that our car is almost like a house by itself. We have everything that we can
Yeah, it's pretty
possibly
like
require.
self-sustained. Like if you look at our car, I would have shown you guys, but it's a pretty self-sustained car. We've made like divisions in a way that this area is dedicated for water, this area is dedicated for the bags, this area is dedicated for all the dog things. The top is dedicated for, some things that we have. So yeah, I think it's good to be organized, number
Yeah.
one, and
And also plan well in terms of your route, where you're going to be staying, what you're going to be doing. I know a lot of people like going
spontaneous.
spontaneous as well. That's also a style of travel. But
Huh.
that's good if you're going solo, I think. But if you're
Yeah.
traveling with like, I don't know, with pets or children, I think a certain amount of planning is required.
Okay. So what's your favorite food to carry? Theklas?
Oh, we are both like major munchy snackers. I think
Yeah.
we love to pick up local snacks
Yeah,
wherever
we
we
always
go.
stop at the local store
Always,
and
always.
pick up things.
Yeah, I think we've had local snacks from almost all states in India, and we love to try out new snacks.
And try out new food as well.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
don't really we don't pack food for us actually. We just pick up what we get.
on the way.
Yeah.
So cool. So, like you were saying, all parts of India. So, have you touched all the states in India?
No,
We
we
haven't.
still have like 3 states left in the Northeast, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is left, and otherwise pretty
And
much
Chhattisgarh.
Chhattisgarh also. Yeah, 4
And
states.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Last over on the
So,
bike, but not together.
oh, okay. Okay. And how do you deal with medical emergencies? Like how, because I have been on the ship and we used to be like 100 miles offshore, and thankfully a chopper would come in and all of that, but that's like a company, and there's
Right.
money involved and insurance and all that. How do you guys deal with medical emergencies? Hopefully you shouldn't have any, but
Yeah.
No, I mean when you're traveling, it's like she said, it's part of like the adventure and thrill. You're bound to get cuts, and even for the dogs, like there's always a little bit of roughness that comes along with the outdoors, right?
Yeah.
So what we have done is we took like a little crash course from our vet, who was our vet in Bombay. It's our like on-call vet that is always available for us. So before we left for a big trip, or even otherwise, we always kind of um, get the dogs done, do a quick checkup on the dogs. And beyond that, also, like I was saying, we did a little crash course with the vet to understand first aid that we can do by ourselves. And we have a really big first aid kit, not first aid kit, I mean, it's called medical kit in our car, which has one is for the dogs and one is for us. And that
Yeah.
has pretty much everything you would need for a first aid emergency,
Yeah, and the thing is, it's good to be aware of, every person's body is different. I know like what what are the certain things that I can get. Like I suffer from migraines, or I have a sensitive stomach. So, what are these problems that I have? I always carry those medicines. So, or
you
whether
never know when you get it.
yeah, you never know when you might need it. So my medical kit is pretty intense. I
okay. Uh,
have to keep all the pills and all the,
Yeah, it's a pretty big box with like
yeah.
filled with like a lot of things.
Like I've become half a doctor almost, like treating myself.
Yeah, and also it's also good to have a medical chest because you also come across a lot of stray dogs and stray cats and other animals that may need help, and we've come across quite a few that we have managed to give them immediate attention, and it's just really uh, astonishing how just a single medicine can make so much difference in a dog or a cat's life. Just a
Yeah.
simple Bravecto or just applying Betadine, for example, really goes a long way. So
wow.
yeah, it's always good to have a good, well-equipped medical kit.
Somebody is asking about Prana, and then they said in Prana, how does the sewage? Is that related to you? Because there are a lot of
No,
unrelated
no, no. It
questions
is.
also.
It's related. Lot of. I mean, we are currently in the middle of a big. I think the biggest project of our life. I think in a way that we've opened up a place that we're calling Prana. It's in a small fishing village in coastal Karnataka, and
Okay.
it's our home, and it's also going to be a homestay and a sort of like a staycation place for a lot of people to come. So we've been
Wow.
putting a lot of updates on that, and really the people that have really seen us grow on Instagram or been part of our community for a long time have really seen the growth of this place. It's
Yeah,
been
we are sitting there right now in the
yeah, we actually
in
on the
the top of the
terrace.
kitchen, yeah, in the terrace kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah. So Prana is that, and I'm sure a lot of people have questions about that.
Okay, okay. So, and somebody says, "Hi, you people are an inspiration for pet parents." Absolutely, that
Oh,
is
okay. Thank you
that
so
is
much.
really. Okay, and out of all four of you, who is the most chill of the lot?
Tanveer.
Yep.
He's the Buddha, Zen.
Yeah.
And out of all four of you, who's the drama queen? Nuri?
I think Nori.
Nori, yeah.
Nori. Nori is the biggest drama queen. Like always, up to something or the other, and it's never a dull moment around Nori. Really.
Yeah, I'd seen a video. I think that I don't know, Tanveer's or I think Aapka Priyanka. She was just walking across your person, and she was just doing that, and you were like in the car. It was hilarious. It was crazy.
Yeah,
So
Nori does stuff like that.
okay, so your pets, they are okay with all the time on the move. I mean, were they like a little crazy in the beginning, and then now they've gotten used to always being on the move?
I think they are used to being on the road. They are definitely used to being on the road.
Yeah,
I
I think they
mean,
also like mirror personalities. Like they always look at you and they mirror your personality. And so we've always, have that. We've always been outdoors and we've always been traveling. So for them that has also become a lifestyle, and there's nothing more that a pet really wants rather than spend time with you. So if you are happy doing that, they're happy. And obviously, and why would they trade this life to a life in a apartment? So yeah, so
Absolutely.
this it's really like a party for them every day. Like they get to meet new people, see new sights, get new smells, meet other animals. So I think they really enjoy it.
Somebody says, I want Nuri, minimographer. I want Nuri. Very good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Nuri actually currently is at our friend's place, Shikha and Trouble. They are really good friends of ours. And they've moved really close to our place. So we're really excited about it. And yeah, Nuri is at their place because we're really busy setting up Prana. I'm just going to quickly turn around because I saw a lot of people saying they want to see Prana. So this is what Prana looks like.
Wow.
Uh, that's the house, this one cottage, and we are currently sitting here. And Cruz is right here. Hey, Cruzy.
Yeah. Hey, so beautiful.
Yeah.
This is
So
amazing.
Shikha so Nuri is with Shikha and Prabal right now. So he'll be joining us real soon.
Oh, you have a wait list. I am on wait list number one for Nuri. This is who? Who's this? You saw? Awestruck. Oh, your friend. Okay. So what I want to know is like, cats normally, even when they're in an apartment, they like go off during the night and then they'll come back in the day and all that. So how does that work when you guys are in your car? Or, I mean, it's okay if you're in a resort or something, but if you're in your car, if she just wanders off, has there been a time that she's just gone and you don't know what to do?
no, we don't. No, he's not. Nuri is not a free roaming cat. Like, we don't let him off and without our supervision.
Supervision. Yeah.
So he's always under
And
supervision.
also as a rule, we make sure that both Nuri and Cruz get tired by sundown. So it's a rule that they have to be indoors at sunset. So yeah, wherever if we are in a resort or if we are wherever we are chilling, we make sure they are not off leash or under not off leash or
Free
not under
roaming.
our supervision. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God, that is scary. There is a question from Simran, how to handle people at places like restaurants and other while traveling who don't allow pet babies with us. Any suggestions?
Well, we always get a table set outside the restaurant
Yeah.
and eat outside.
Always, and you firstly when you're traveling, you should always respect other people's opinions and mindset. So you never get angry that how can you not allow my pet or how are you not
Okay.
dating this is like my child and all of that. Like obviously you might be feeling that, but you have to just tackle it in a way that you are understanding and you talk to the person, you make them understand that, hey, you know what, we are traveling and we are just, here for some food or we're just staying here. And this is like really like my kid and, they won't do anything.
Oh,
And most of the times I would say people really accommodate you, accommodate
Lovely.
your idea of travel. Like she said.
Yeah.
So a lot of times we ask restaurants and places to set up our table outside, where outside in the veranda or outside near the parking or whatever. So that really helps. Or on or other times we just kind of pack our food and we picnic.
Picnic.
We picnic a lot actually. So we just pack our food. We find a nice tree, and we have a water bottle, like a big can of bottle in our car. So, and we always have utensils in the car, so we kind of make a nice picnic spot, and we enjoy with the dogs and the cat roaming around, and we get to eat good food.
So cool. Someone wanted to know, where is your golden retriever?
So Frodo actually passed away last year, so
Oh.
he's not with us anymore.
Ah, okay. And if you had to do this all over again, Priyanka, Tanveer, is there anything that you would change about this journey?
Nothing at all. I think it has
Yeah.
just been one hell of a ride, and it just keeps getting better. And yeah, and even for the days that are not that great, it's okay. You get to learn a lot of things. You get
Yeah.
to learn that things will get better, and it's never like the darkest moment. It's always the happier moments are a lot more than the sadder moments or the moments that bring you down. So
Yeah.
I think that's what is important to remember. And yeah, I mean, I think one thing I really like about being in this relationship and both of us being with each other is that we always really push each other to do new things. Like I think every year we are both really creative people. We love creating things. So we've created a lot of, like, all our friends also that know us. They're like, oh, you've created Road Shaman. There's Holiday Studio. There's Wheels and Tails. There's Hornbill Media. There's Prana. There's a lot of things that. So there's not one thing that you kind of can point and concentrate towards. There's always newer things and fresher things to create and nurture, and what makes it exciting.
Okay. And tell us that, like you guys were saying about pandemic, like how did you guys just get stuck in the house or whatever, or did you travel, and what were the problems, getting RT-PCR at every state? What was pandemic like for you guys?
Well, most of the pandemic we've
Yeah.
stayed here in Prana.
Pretty much.
So, I mean, we've not moved around much, but it's okay because this is already has so much open space, and
Yeah, and we were, I think I would say 80% of the pandemic has just gone into the development of Prana. I think it was a good thing in a way. Obviously, the pandemic has been quite shitty for a lot of people, but in a way, it was good for us to
just be here.
just pause, not travel too much, be here, concentrate on building this place, and now it's finally ready.
Amazing. That is so cool. Acha, tell me now, I'm going to be like a complete auntie here. Like, don't your parents say, Abhi, you guys have to settle down and have kids and all that? I mean, I'm sure like a whole lot of people from pandemic, everybody has said, screw it. Everybody just let them do what they want because life is so unpredictable. Ek jagah volcano ho raha hai, earthquake ho raha hai, ye ho raha hai, wo ho raha hai. But do you guys ever have to put up with that?
I wouldn't say put up, but I think our parents do understand like the kind of people we are, and
Sorry, I'm just adjusting this.
and the things that we like to do, and our lifestyle. So they have been pretty understanding, I would say.
Yeah, they've always supported what we want, but there's always comments going on that, hey, now it's been quite some time.
But we are settling down. Like this is
As
settled as it can get. You built an entire house from scratch, from the bottom up. So yeah.
Okay, that is so cool. So, who has been your inspiration, or what keeps you guys motivated? I know the nature itself is like the biggest inspiration, but in case you need to kind of name things or people, what is your inspiration?
I think there are a lot of people who have inspired us. Uh, like I think he definitely looks up to some people. I look up to some people.
Yeah. I mean, because we have traveled so much, you really get to meet a lot of cool people doing a lot of cool things, and they give you a newer perspective on things, which is really important. And all these people have been an inspiration in a way to have this paradigm shift that we are part of right now.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything, we inspire each other also every day. Like we kind of just keep pushing and motivating each other.
Love.
But yeah, and yeah, there are people that are running similar spaces, people that are really broken out of the system and doing something that they really love, and all of them have slowly, like bit by bit, really played a subconscious level part
Yeah.
into us.
I think
making
for
the
us,
decision.
anyone who has basically carved out their
Their
own
own.
life that is very different from the regular easier flow, and have done well, although it has been tough. And there are lots of people in India. Like the list is really long.
Yeah.
You want to name a few people that have inspired?
You go for it.
That is only if they've paid you.
Yeah.
Okay, that is so cool. Would you like to, Tanveer?
Uh, I mean, for me, I think I don't know who really has fully inspired Arjun.
It's okay.
Yeah, I mean our friends only mostly that that have been our friends for a long time.
Yeah.
That's Jehan, driver, Arjun Mota, then Ishita, uh, yeah, Tushar,
all these guys,
Tanvi Jagdish,
Ram also in a way.
yeah,
All these are like our neighbors also in a way, because all these guys have left the city life and they've started their own setups, in adventure sports and stuff along the coastline. So yeah, in a way, these guys have inspired us to kind of take that
Amazing.
decision.
Okay, and there's one question you can agree, I mean, you can choose not to answer it. I just want to know, how do you guys earn the money to keep traveling like this? And of course, build your home around that. You can choose not to answer it.
No, that's
No,
fine.
that's fine.
Like Tanvi mentioned, we do a lot of different things. Like whether it is creating content, whether it is, we run an advertising agency as well, which primarily works with outdoor brands and outdoor events. So we do a lot of our own events as well. And yeah, I think
Production. I mean, so 3 years back, when we went before we went on the big trip, I quit my job then, and we kind of just decided what's going to be the status of income. And I was freelancing. I started freelancing a bit, and she started helping me out with freelance. And because I spent, I think, around 8-9 years in the advertising industry, I'd made a good set of contacts and stuff. And all of those guys, and because she also traveled and has had her own agency, Holiday Studio, which was a
travel agency, yeah.
travel agency. So she had a lot of contacts that from the travel industry that we wanted to, tap into, and we realized that there was this industry is like picking up, but it's also a little unorganized. So that's when Hornbill Media, as a company, was born, and that's where pretty much a lot of our income comes from.
Yeah.
Which we handle advertising, website content, and digital marketing for resorts and outdoor events, like she mentioned. That's one part of the business. Then there's another one, which is Wheels and Tails, which we are live right now from, which a big chunk of income also comes in from doing collaborations. And also we just launched a show on BBC Earth. So creating content and stuff like that, bits come out of there. And yeah, now maybe Prana experience will take its own course of time to help us. Basically, the whole point is to do things that you love and
and make a living out of it.
Make a living out of it.
That is so cool, you guys. That is so cool. So, just before we get into the last question, I just want to request everybody that has joined us from the Wheels and Tails, please follow the Paradigm Shift page. We get you crazy stories, inspiring stories, motivating stories like these two that have done something so out of the ordinary, and they're like they're on a joyride. So, and they're inspiring so many of us already. So, and everybody that is joining us from the Paradigm Shift page, please go follow Wheels and Tails and just be awestruck like your friend here by the beautiful pictures, be it the mountains. You found your ikigai, Nisha Gupta says. Absolutely. So, be it the mountains, be it the sharks in the deep sea, and it's beautiful. So, one message for the viewers, Priyanka.
I would say, like, don't be afraid to like
Dream a little bigger.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to dream.
That's actually a poster that Priyanka had gifted me on, I think, one of Valentine's Day or something. There's a big poster that says, "Don't be afraid to dream a little bigger, my dear." And that kind of just, yeah, I think that's pretty much what we kind of, I mean, it's worked out in a way that we put our mind to things and we end
You'll
up
manifest it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thoughts become things.
Wow, that's amazing. Tanveer, do you want to give one message to the
Yeah, I think
viewers?
it's just the same. It's just going to be about thoughts become things, and yeah, keep working towards what you love, and don't let small hindrances bother you. Look at the bigger picture, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And live life off the leash. That is
Yes,
so good.
life
I'm taking off all my leashes and I'm going away. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And it's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys. Now I can stop chasing you both, and now I'm going to go the other way. Okay. See you
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Lovely
Thank you so much.
being over here.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
us. This has
you.
been really lovely, and we're really sorry we've been caught up with things. We ourselves scheduled for a while, but yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.